for you today. Joining us to help celebrate your special day, is platinum selling, chart topping hip hop artist who's also the first female rapper to sell 1 million copies of her debut album. Please welcome one of the smoothest female MCs of the 90s, LisaRaye's sister, the Brat.
Yeah, Chi-Town.
What's up?
Check us out.
Surprise, LisaRaye.
Everything changed the day LisaRaye McCoy realized that the person who had been her strength for so many years was slowly slipping away. And the truth is, no mother is ever ready for that moment. No amount of fame, money, or public admiration can prepare you to say goodbye to your own child.
Gave it to her straight because my thing is this. When you're a woman and you grown, let's handle it like a woman. Let's talk face to face.
For the world, LisaRaye was always the glamorous actress, the confident woman who walked red carpets with grace and power. But behind that strong image was a mother whose heart was breaking in silence. For years, she had shared pieces of her life with the public. She had survived public betrayals, messy relationships, and painful divorces. She had rebuilt herself again and again. But nothing felt as terrifying as watching her daughter, her best friend, her reason for living, fight a battle she couldn't win. And what made this story even more heartbreaking was that their bond wasn't just mother and daughter, it was deeper. They had grown up together, they had healed together, they had survived the darkest storms side by side.
I don't know what role she really played in his life. I just know that I've seen her a couple of times, in places that she shouldn't have been.
But here's the twist. The final goodbye that LisaRaye gave wasn't filled only with tears. It was filled with forgiveness, healing, and a promise that would change her life forever. And what nobody expected was how this emotional farewell would push her to face her deepest fears and finally let go of the pain she had carried for years.
Coming out of a divorce and you have to reflect on who you are, I was doing this to him, and it was like, well, wait a minute, what did you do and what part did you have in the marriage?
Correct.
So I went through that. But the last straw was just the lot of shenanigans, that's not honest and not being, one-on-one.
Long before the world knew her as a star, LisaRaye was just a young woman trying to find her place in life. She became a mother at a very young age, long before fame, luxury, or stability. At that time, she didn't have the support systems that many celebrities enjoy today. She was learning about life while raising a child at the same time. That experience shaped her in ways that made her both strong and protective. Her daughter wasn't just someone she raised, she was her motivation. Every role, every career move, every sacrifice was driven by one goal: giving her child a better future. While many in Hollywood exposed their children to fame, LisaRaye did the opposite. She kept her daughter's life private, away from cameras and public pressure. She wanted her to grow up with normal experiences, not the heavy expectations that come with being a celebrity's child. Over time, their relationship evolved into something rare. They talked about everything. They laughed like sisters. They supported each other through heartbreaks, disappointments, and personal struggles. When LisaRaye went through public relationship drama, her daughter was the one who stayed beside her.
That's why for me it's like, hold on now, we had a conversation about this. Come talk to me. And here's the thing. Don't make me do it with the receipts, don't make me do it.
When she felt betrayed by people she trusted, her daughter reminded her of her worth. That connection became even stronger as her daughter grew older. She became confident, independent, and ambitious. She had dreams of building her own identity beyond her mother's fame, and LisaRaye was proud of that. She encouraged her to explore life, to travel, and to chase her own purpose. But what nobody saw was the quiet fear in LisaRaye's heart. She had spent so many years protecting her child that the thought of losing control or losing her completely was terrifying. So when small changes in her daughter's health started appearing, she refused to believe something serious was wrong. At first, it seemed normal: stress, fatigue, the pressure of adulthood. But deep down, a mother's instinct was warning her that something wasn't right. Then came the turning point. One day, her daughter collapsed. That moment shattered the illusion of normal life. The hospital visits began, endless tests, confusing results, doctors searching for answers. Every phone call brought fear, every delay brought anxiety, and when the diagnosis finally came, it felt like the world had stopped. Her daughter was battling a rare and aggressive illness. There was no clear cure, only treatments to slow the progression, only hope to hold on to, only faith to survive the unknown. But here's where the real drama began. The illness didn't just affect her daughter's body, it changed their entire relationship. Suddenly, roles shifted. The strong, independent woman now needed constant care, and LisaRaye, who had always relied emotionally on her daughter, now had to become the pillar of strength again. At first, she tried to stay positive. She hid her fear. She smiled during hospital visits. She spoke words of encouragement. But when she was alone, she broke down. Nights became sleepless. Anxiety became constant. The glamorous lifestyle faded into the background. Nothing mattered except time. And what nobody expected was how this painful journey began exposing old wounds. Past betrayals resurfaced. Broken family relationships came back into focus. LisaRaye realized that life was too fragile to hold on to anger. But letting go wasn't easy. She had been hurt deeply by people she once loved. She had built walls to protect herself. As the illness progressed, their conversations became deeper. They talked about life, forgiveness, and regrets. One night, during a quiet hospital stay, her daughter said something that changed everything. She told her mother that love was bigger than pain. Holding on to resentment only steals precious moments. Those words hit LisaRaye in a way nothing else had. She began to question her own emotional battles. Why was she still carrying anger when time was so limited? Why was she allowing past pain to control her present? But here's the twist that shocked everyone. Instead of breaking down completely, LisaRaye started healing. She reached out to family members she hadn't spoken to in years. She reconnected with people she once cut off. She even began forgiving those who had betrayed her, not because they deserved it, but because she needed peace. Meanwhile, her daughter continued fighting. Some days were hopeful, some days were terrifying. There were moments when it seemed like recovery was possible. Then sudden setbacks brought them back to reality. Each hospital visit felt heavier than the last. The emotional pressure became overwhelming. LisaRaye admitted in private that she felt guilty. She wondered if she had missed warning signs. She questioned whether she had done enough. That guilt slowly consumed her. But her daughter refused to let her carry that burden. She reminded her again and again that love was enough. As the illness advanced, their bond grew even stronger. They spent hours talking about dreams, memories, and plans. They laughed about childhood moments. They shared secrets they had never spoken about before. They created new memories even in the middle of pain. Then came the moment no parent ever wants to face. The doctors had done everything they could. Time was running out. The conversations became quieter. The hospital room felt heavier. The reality of goodbye was unavoidable. In her daughter's final days, something remarkable happened. Instead of fear, there was peace. She comforted her mother. She told her that she would always be with her. She asked her to continue living, not just surviving. She asked her to use her platform to help others going through similar struggles. That final goodbye was heartbreaking, but also powerful. LisaRaye held her daughter's hand and promised to honor her wishes. She promised to turn pain into purpose. She promised to let go of anger and live with love. When the moment came, the silence was overwhelming. The loss was unbearable, but the message her daughter left behind became her strength. The emotional impact of this loss changed LisaRaye forever. She stepped away from the spotlight for a while. She allowed herself to grieve fully. She cried openly. She spoke about mental health, motherhood, and loss. She showed vulnerability in a way the public had never seen before. Friends and fans noticed the transformation. She was calmer, more grounded, more focused on meaningful connections rather than fame. She began advocating for families dealing with chronic illness. She shared her story to give others hope. Her career also shifted. She started choosing projects that reflected deeper emotional themes. She used interviews to talk about healing and forgiveness. She became a voice for mothers experiencing unimaginable loss. Most importantly, she kept her daughter's legacy alive. She launched initiatives supporting young women facing health challenges. She created safe spaces for emotional support. She turned heartbreak into healing. But the journey wasn't perfect. There were days when grief returned unexpectedly. Certain songs, memories, or places triggered emotional breakdowns. She admitted that healing isn't linear. Some days are strong, some days are weak. Yet through it all, she continued moving forward because that was her promise. Here's the powerful truth behind this story. Loss didn't destroy LisaRaye. It transformed her, taught her the value of forgiveness. It reminded her that life is fragile and love is everything. Today, when she speaks about her daughter, her voice carries both pain and gratitude. She no longer focuses only on the tragedy. She celebrates the bond they shared. She honors the lessons she learned. Her farewell wasn't just an ending. It was the beginning of a new purpose, a mission to help others heal, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is light. Because sometimes the most heartbreaking goodbyes create the most powerful transformations. And sometimes the people we lose continue guiding us long after they are gone. LisaRaye's emotional goodbye was not just a story of loss. It was a story of love, resilience, and the courage to keep living. And in that courage, her daughter's legacy lives on, stronger than ever.